It's true that anime movies, films and especially series are fun to watch. Whether young or old, all animation shows are enjoyed to watch by everyone, especially if it has a suitable story that was very good. And you know what, I am also a fan of anime movies. I really like to watch and follow stories and animation shows. So today I'm going to tell you some of my source that they findings about what are the 5 anime movie series that will make tons and highest gross of money throughout the year of 2023. And here is the number 5. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem. This movie is filming by Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon. And movie was released on the date of August 2, 2023. The opening weekend gross is about $28 million, 3,858 theaters, and domestic total is $118.6 million. Paramount's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles revival hit theaters during a particularly crowded time for the domestic slate, with mid-July releases Barbie and Oppenheimer still dominating the top 5, and premium format screens independent film Sound of Freedom bringing in counter-programming dollars, and sophomore release Haunted Mansion aiming for the same family nostalgia crowd as TMNT. Despite debuting at the number 4 spot, behind Barbie, fellow new wide release Meg 2, The Trench, and Oppenheimer, Mutant Mayhem's $28 million bow by no means casts the film as a box office disappointment, placing it right in line with pre-release expectations. Like Haunted Mansion, it will be hoping for strong holds as family audiences enjoy a few more weeks of freedom before the beginning of the school season. Number 4. Elemental. This was filming by Pixar and Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. This movie released in June 16, 2023. And the opening weekend gross is $29.6 million, 4,035 theaters. And the domestic total, $154.4 million. The Disney and Pixar original animated film had a rough start, giving Pixar its second lowest global opening of all time, ranking just barely ahead of the studio's first feature film, 1995's Toy Story. Since then, things have been looking up, positioning Elemental as a cautionary tale against snap judgments of a film's success based solely on opening weekend numbers. Positive word of mouth has led to strong holds for the film. After 6 weeks in release, the mild -37.7% drop Elemental had leading into its second frame remains the steepest it has experienced thus far. Number 3. Puss in Boots: The Last Wish. This movie is filming and produced by DreamWorks and Universal Pictures. This movie was released December 21, 2022. The opening weekend gross is $12.4 million, 4,099 theaters. And the domestic total is $129.8 million in year, $185.5 million total. Despite an 11-year gap since the first Puss in Boots standalone film, itself a spin-off of the Shrek franchise, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish hit big at the box office, exceeding the domestic total of its 2011 predecessor by more than $36 million. As the first IP-driven animated film to hit theaters since DC League of Super Pets in July of 2022, The Last Wish was a breath of fresh air for families searching an opportunity to return to the cinema. Number 2. Spider-Man: Across the Spider-Verse. This movie is one of the highest gross movie in this year, and this movie was produced and filming by Sony and Columbia Pictures. This movie was released June 2, 2023. The opening weekend gross was $120.6 million, 4,313 theaters. And the domestic total, $381.3 million. Sony's animated superhero sequel crossed the $100 million mark on opening weekend, opening to more than 3 times the debut of its 2018 predecessor, Spider-Man: Into the Spider-Verse, $35.3 million. On opening, the film achieved second biggest global animated opening of all time in IMAX, with its $20 million debut in the format coming in just behind the Super Mario Bros. movie's $21.6 million. Holds have been strong for the film, which returned to number 1 at the domestic box office in its 4th weekend of release. And here is the top 1 most biggest and highest grossing anime movies of all time is the Super Mario Bros. movie. This movie is the most biggest higher movie in year 2023. This movie produced and filming by Universal Pictures. In release in April 5, 2023, this movie was grossed the opening weekend about $146.3 million, 4,343 theaters. And the domestic total is $574.9 million. The first billion-dollar global earner of 2023, and only the 4th since 2020, the Super Mario Bros. movie leveled up at the box office, surpassing Frozen 2 as the biggest global animated opener of all time. On the domestic front, Mario's release weekend helped lead Cinemark and AMC to their single best post-pandemic days since the onset of the pandemic. That same weekend, AMC theaters had their third best weekend over the same time frame. After just 5 days, the film became the top video game adaptation of all time in Illumination's highest grossing release.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and don't forget to hit the bell button for more videos.